The summer heat hung heavy over our quiet street, but the real pressure was building just beneath the surface. Literally. I'm Ethan, retired civil engineer, solar system enthusiast, and the last guy you'd want to steal electricity from. But someone did. And not just anyone. Linda. HOA president, garden tyrant, and now backyard bandit. It started with an electric bill so high it looked like I was running a crypto farm. Strange, considering I live alone, no kids, no big screen football nights, just me, my efficient appliances, and a solar setup smoother than most data centers. But my power logs, they said someone was throwing a rave every afternoon. At first, I thought it was a meter error. Then I spotted it. A neon yellow extension cord snaking out of my outdoor outlet like a thief in plain sight, leading straight into Linda's backyard. Now, Linda isn't your run-of-the-mill HOA president. She's the type who'd find a kid for coloring outside the lines on a sidewalk chalk drawing. Clipboard queen, sun hat overlord, obsessed with marigolds and HOA power like it's a Game of Thrones crown. So when I caught her industrial fan and margarita blender plugged into my outlet, I confronted her. Her response? "Oh, relax, Ethan. It's just a little juice. You've got solar. It's basically free, right?" I told her to stop. She smirked, sipped her iced tea, and walked off humming. So I got to work. First, documentation. I rigged a trail camera into a birdhouse perfectly aimed at my outlet. For 3 days, I watched her waltz over like she owned the place. Sometimes she waved. Sometimes she even shouted to her husband, "We've got enough power for the margarita machine!" Like it was her personal grid. Second, science. What Linda didn't know is that, years ago, the previous homeowner rewired that particular outlet. It shares a backup loop with my eco-friendly septic system's aeration pump. Draw too much power, and let's just say the pressure gets redirected in very creative ways. That outlet wasn't just a plug. It was a loaded weapon. So I did what any responsible, law-abiding, slightly vindictive engineer would do. I didn't disconnect her. I waited. Linda's annual summer garden party was coming up, a full-blown HOA gala. I watched as she handed out invitations claiming, "Ethan is providing clean energy for our celebration." I hadn't agreed to anything, but I said nothing. Instead, I calibrated the septic system's pressure valve timer to hold until just after peak energy usage. Then I waited again. Her party kicked off at 2 p.m. sharp. The yellow cord was taped across the lawn like a red carpet, fairy lights, fans, sound systems, fog machines, all powered by my outlet. Guests twirled in linen, sipping on frozen drinks and admiring her koi pond. What they didn't know, that koi pond was directly over my septic system's overflow pipe. I sat on my porch, lemonade in hand, watching the pressure build, 30 minutes, 20, 10. Then, at 3:47 p.m., boom. A wet, gurgling pop cracked through the sound of Sweet Caroline. A geyser of brown water exploded from the garden bed, spraying the charcuterie table like a fire hose from hell. Guests screamed, heels sinking into mud, as Linda stood frozen, microphone in hand, eyes wide with horror. The koi pond turned to soup. Her roses died instantly. One more spray hit the margarita bar. Chaos erupted. She slipped, fell, covered in her own mess, and I recorded every second. But Linda wasn't done. The next morning, I got a violation letter from the HOA claiming I'd caused an environmental hazard. She'd actually tried to fine me $5,000 for sabotaging her illegal power theft. That's when the real game began. She filed complaints, parking violations, noise complaints. One night, I caught her trying to tamper with my breaker box. She didn't know I had security cameras. I filed a police report. And then I went public. Neighbors started confessing. We used our RV hookup. She ran an entire party off our garage outlet. Suddenly, everyone had a story. The HOA board crumbled. The county got involved. Environmental investigators found Linda's unpermitted landscaping had contaminated the creek. Then, I brought the hammer down. A civil suit with logs, footage, blueprints, and emails. The judge didn't even blink. Fines, damages, and a permanent ban from HOA leadership. Linda's house went up for sale. The roses, dead. The koi pond, condemned. The outlet, capped, sealed, and marked, "Private power, do not touch." One evening, she came by. Hair a mess, eyes tired, handed me an envelope. She muttered, "I figured you'd want the original." It was the court-mandated apology letter. I smiled and said, "Next time you plug into someone's house, make sure you don't wire it to a septic bomb." She left without a word. What would you do if your HOA president stole your electricity and tried to blame you? Ever been gaslit by someone in power? Let me know in the comments. And if you love seeing justice served HOA style, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next revenge story.